Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
On Father's Day, I feel this compulsion to post. But at the same time, I am not in favor of Father's Day posts. Okay. I somehow feel that I am catering to big card or big fake holiday where I am falling prey to this wave. And about noontime is when the posts start to come in.
Hot and heavy. Hot and heavy.
Just, I'm so lucky to have my kids. It's going on. We'll get to Father's Day, this manufactured holiday. But, with Mother's Day, I can throw darts at it all day long and say dads don't get the same credit. Restaurants do triple the business. It's fun to do that. On Father's Day, I feel like if I succumb to the gushing that goes on in the land of Facebook. And by the way, it's all on Facebook. And by the way, it's now Facebook where all of us have landed. All the unhip, lazy, fat people that just go click, 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 click. But at the same time, I'm one of you. So I feel this amazing compulsion to post about my children.
Mike, it's like a plague. You don't have to like a plague, but you're going to get it. Everybody gets a plague.
It's just become, would you not agree?
Easy, convenient.
As the greatest Facebooker in all of our group.
Thank you.
As the guy that doesn't take a dump without posting about it.
Mm-hmm. I don't always post a picture, though.
Don't you feel as though it's beginning to burn a little bit? That it's just the land of sameness?
It's funny you should bring that up, because one of the things I do enjoy doing is putting on this day, where you can look back and see what happened. Like for today, it would show you what happened on June 17th, 2019, 2018, all that, and you go back. And I do see an amazing amount of repetition, a horrifying amount of repetition. Like it's a yearly cycle almost.
And it now look, there are certain things that are timeless that I love. If you go and make something delicious that looks delicious and you post about it, there's some great food, I'm all for it. Fine. That's new, that's fresh, that's okay. New food items, fantastic. A picture of your beer, I'm not sure I'm there. I'm not sure I'm there completely. But at the same time, the TMOS Beer Enthusiast Club, when they post a picture of beer, they're usually recommending it, so that can be positive as well. Right?
But just a picture of a beer can, that doesn't do it for me. Especially if it's like Purple Flying Walrus beer or something with a stupid name that I know I'm never going to try and it's too bitter anyway. I'm not about that.
And now listen, I'm also fine with a profession of love for one significant other. But if I read...
Or a coworker.
But if I read, 16 years ago, I married my best friend, you are so gone, you are so unfriended from me, that ridiculously trite, 16 years ago, I married my best friend. Bite it. It doesn't... It's completely unoriginal. And you have to be more original.
And you know what?
That.
It was probably fairly original 10 years ago, but we've seen it every day in every way for 10 years. So we need to be better on Facebook.
Now, you have your zone with your old movies. So, I'm fine with that because that's original. You don't, a lot of people are not doing that. There are people that are creative, and there are people that I like their families too. So I like seeing that. And there are people that are political that I don't mind looking at periodically. But
you like people that have the strength of character to have an opinion and to share it.
And I am so burned yesterday.
Yes.
Every time because I'm watching 44 hours of golf.
Yes.
So I am literally watching golf from 9 o'clock in the morning until midnight. That's how long. If you were watching the U.S. Open at Pebble Beach, it started at 5 in the morning and it ended at midnight. That's when they crowned the champion. And so in between, because the golf tournament is, it's just lumbering along. I'm online, and there's only so much. When I burn out on YouTube, and by the way, monitor lizards killing rats. Oh, if that does not put a warm feeling in my body, that is just fantastic.
That's what you should post on Facebook.
Oh, you thought snake eating videos, snake feeding videos.
Yes.
Oh, no.
What separates the monitor lizard? What makes it so great?
It's a prize fight. It looks like an MMA match. It's not like the bite. Yeah, the snake just bite and then waits in the corner while the thing goes like
and
that.
even worse,
the monitor lizard
constrictor is bad too.
The monitor lizard does the figure 8 like for an hour.
Oh, I love that. Like when a dog has a piece of meat.
Sure. Carla came down last night. Right? She went to bed and they came down and I was watching that. She said, "You're not well." She said, "You're not well. You're unwell." I said, "Thank you, honey. Go back to bed."
It puts the video on the Facebook.
Yeah.
Or else
I don't know what it says about
again.
me. Fascinating. The circle of life.
That's fine.
But so
Or
all
death.
day I'm watching this. I'm like, oh God, another one. Oh God. And then Carla puts this collage of photographs of me and my son, and I succumb to it. So I'm a big hypocrite. That's the point of this entire opening
I don't think you're a
diatribe.
hypocrite. I mean, like I say, we're all part of the problem. That's why it's a problem.
But it just, I don't know what would change. You know, we're all there now, getting our data sucked out of our brains.
Sure.
You know, we're putting something that we're interested in. I know YouTube does it too.
Yes.
So I fully expect to get offers online real soon about sending me like lizards.
Though I don't think
mail.
they don't want you to buy a lizard. They probably want
rats.
Or they certainly don't want you to buy rats.
Or pesticides. I don't know.
Pesticides,
I'll
it might
get
be
something.
that. Or,
But anyway,
some sort of self-help course.
that's,
maybe.
you know, it doesn't matter, but it's just yesterday was one of those days. It was one of
Well,
those
happy
days.
Father's Day.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, I got, you know what? All I care, and this is how they get you. This is how they create this urgency where by noonish, I think I'd heard from all my kids. They all checked in.
That's good.
And I felt warm inside because they all checked in. But at the same time, I'm like, you know, I feel played. I feel manipulated. You know, that I would have felt this pang of insecurity if all of my children hadn't checked in. And
what you should do,
what are
Mike,
you
is
gonna do?
get on Facebook and say, Happy Father's Day. 5 years ago, my wife gave birth to my best friend.
Well, that's true. That's
See?
that would be true though.
That is true. That's good.
I mean, until he behaves like an ass.
well, that'll be
you know.
when he's 11. You
By
got a
the
few
way,
good years left with him, I'm sure.
Since you brought it up, and it was really, you know, I play it to you anyway.
Yes.
At the end of the show today, there is a new Michael ending.
Oh, good.
After goodbye duties for a very long time.
Yes.
There is a new one.
A new capper?
Yeah. I've decided to exploit my son. Speaking of young people,
Yes.
we surround ourselves by interns at the Podcast Village Studios for the Mike O'Mara Show. And last couple of weeks, we've mentioned that we had a new guy in here, and you gave him, you said his name,
Yes.
and I suddenly channeled Jerry Lewis.
Okay, I will say his name, and then if you like, you can repeat it. Can we play that game?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I want to.
Let's delay the intro. He's George Mason student. He's a rising senior. We met him.
What
through
is
our-
a rising senior?
That means he's between his junior and senior year.
Oh, okay. All right.
So when he begins in the fall, he will be a senior.
Got it. Okay, I forget it's summertime.
And
you forget, you know, when we work all year round, you forget.
That's true.
Sometimes the seasons, and I don't have seasons, so.
Well, you know, Podcast Village is like a casino. No windows, no clocks.
Nobody knows what's going on. So a rising senior.
Yeah, George, he comes to us via our friend, Professor Roger Smith over there, who's gotten us so many great interns through the years. He is a majoring in media production and criticism. Wow.
Well,
Please,
that's like a film critic.
please say
or
hello,
a TV critic.
Mike. Please say
Yeah.
hello to Dan Hoisington.
Dan Hoysen?
Daniel Hoisington.
Like Washington, except Hoisington.
No, you're not supposed to talk yet. Hold on.
What the one thing I
All right.
say? Don't talk
Hold on.
unless spoken to.
All right, hold on, because
Daniel-
we're doing our Jerry bit. You
Dan
wouldn't know that. I don't know.
Hoisington.
Dan Hoisington?
Hoisington.
Hoising?
Daniel Hoisington.
Hoisington, Dan? Hoising?
Hoisinton. Hoisington.
Dan Hoy's Sonnenplingentenden?
Daniel Hoisington.
All right, that's it. We're done.
All right,
we're
that was
done.
good.
All right. Dan, welcome.
Thank you.
Now you can speak.
Thank
How
you
are
for the
you?
opportunity. Doing well. Doing very well.
Where do you hail from? Are you a local Nova resident?
I live down in Manassas, close to the Gainesville, Manassas area, if you're familiar with that.
Oh,
Is he familiar?
Am I familiar with it? Oh, my God. It's got its own alarm, Dan. Yeah. Did you say Manassas?
Manassas. I actually live in Bristow.
Oh, my God. Manassas. Bristow doesn't count. That's fine. Bristow, you're out of the fray.
See, Mike was in Old Town Manassas.
You're from the land of, the granite countertop, right?
Yes,
Yes.
we're very close. We're very close.
Very
what Mike
close
is
to
saying is that you live
10 miles.
probably in a newer area.
Yes,
even though
we're not in any of like the we're close to one of the battlefields.
I know where Bristow is. I know where you're talking about. But I mean, you've got home.
Yes,
Granite. I know that area. I lived in Manassas, Old Town Manassas, for a long period of time. You know, I was a restaurant proprietor in Manassas.
A business on City Father, weren't you?
And Rob keeps this handy because it seems like it comes up every single day on the show. That's my restaurant. O'Mara's Restaurant before you were born. It was a wonderful
Sadly,
little watering
that's
hole there.
probably about right. It was about
That
the time
probably
he was
is
born.
pretty accurate.
Yeah. What year were you born?
95.
Ah, yes. He said with a question mark.
95. 95.
Yes.
Wait, 95. So you're an older student, right?
Yes.
Okay, because my daughter is 95. So that's wonderful. So you started your college career a little later?
A little later, I went to Nova for 2 years down in Manassas, and then I transferred.
And did
to
you
George
work
Mason.
a little bit in between? Do some work in between?
Yep.
Or?
Worked at Chick-fil-A. I've worked at a Chick-fil-A in Gainesville for a while now.
Can I ask you
Sundays
this
off.
about that restaurant? Now your Chick-fil-A was the one on Dumfries Road. Was that the one? The one you were? Were you near?
Mine is actually the intersection between Wellington and Linton Hall, if you know where that is.
Okay. The intersection between
Yes.
Wellington,
Virginia Gateway
and,
Chick-fil-A.
This is the most specific show we've ever done.
All right, so let me tell you where it is. If you're
Okay.
coming out 29 or 66,
Yes.
or for example, if you get off Route 66 at exit, I'm going to tell you how to get to his Chick-fil-A.
All right.
You're coming out from D.C. on 66 West. You take the exit for Route 29 towards Gainesville.
Yes.
Then when you get to the traffic light, you take a left-hand turn
Mm-hmm.
and you go back onto Linton Hall Road and then take a left into the Gateway Shopping Center, and that's where the Chick-fil-A is, right?
That's
Or
where
is
it
it on
is.
the right? Across the street is
it-
the Burger King, correct?
Across from that, there's actually a Walgreens that's right next to it.
See, they built it up.
Across the street is the Burger King. It's
Across the
Linton
street
Hall.
is the.
Oh,
okay,
Mike, you
so-
just can't go home again.
No, they build. They build and build and build. Still a Target there?
Target. Yes, it's kind of hidden back a
Yeah.
ways. It's still there.
And a Giant? There's a Giant food
There's a
store?
Giant close by.
And
still
is
there.
the hold on. Let me think about my memory. Is the IHOP still there?
IHOP. I actually don't know if there's an IHOP around that area.
What about the sketchy nail
IHOP.
place?
Actually, yes, the IHOP. If it's hidden further back, if you go past.
Why is everything hidden?
Past.
Dan?
I don't know. It's because I never go there. I'm only on Linton Hall Road. I never go back into the unknown behind the Chick-fil-A because
Okay,
it's just
all right.
it's
Chick-fil-A is
a
like
toss-up.
right on the main drag, right?
Yes.
Not hidden. Certainly not.
All right, Dan, where I live now in Southwest Florida, the Chick-fil-A from, say, 11:30 in the morning all the way through 3:30, 4:30 in the afternoon, there's a line almost to the street.
Yep. And then
And
again
it-
at dinner
I
time.
wouldn't be surprised.
What do you attribute the phenomenal popularity of Chick-fil-A to? Because it seems to me, when's the last time we had a report on the most popular change? Because Chick-fil-A is balls to the wall wherever I see it, constantly.
Mike, the one in Leesburg ruined my Costco parking lot. It ruined it because they put
Because
it right
it's
there.
just so crowded,
and
right?
it's always people, always. And that's for that one reason. I have a grudge against Chick-fil-A. It ruined my parking lot.
It's a naked chicken breast breaded and
Fried.
dipped in a deep fryer and then put on 2 buns
A
with
pickle.
a pickle.
Right. Why?
Damn, two
what's
pickles
the magic?
if you want to get technical.
Two
I do.
pickles. Why? Why so
It is
crazy
the
popular?
it is the perfect combination of speed of service, good food, and good customer service. That's what I see it as.
All right.
At least for our Chick-fil-A in the
when you
weekends
went
for
to I know you want to jump on him. Stop. Just behave.
Okay.
When you worked there, did you rise to the level of assistant to the assistant manager or anything like that?
I'm actually one of the worker bees. I'm one of the diligent worker bees that they say, hey, we need you for, you're the only person who can properly operate certain trash compactors.
So you wore many hats. You wore many paper hats.
Yes. So I saw lots of different positions and jobs, and so being
Did you ever get to
fulfill many of those.
What was your favorite?
My favorite is actually the front counter. Not a lot of people like to take orders on the front counter because they have to interact with people. So I actually love interacting with other people, and so the front counter was like the best place
What
that
was
I could
the
be.
job where you would just be, oh, God, kill me now?
You're in front of the register. You're waiting for the next person in line. They come up. You ask if it's for here to go, and they give you their order, and you got to make sure.
Oh, but there's so much more than that, Dan.
Of
Isn't there?
course.
Don't you have sort of a prepared presentation that you greet every customer with?
You
and
always,
how does that go?
Most of the time, people are just getting through their day. They need their chicken sandwich, and
Dan, Mr. Spiewak and I are asking you direct questions, which we'd like answers to.
So Mr.
Spiewak
I will
said
rephrase this.
All right.
Yes, please.
Let's say I come up
Okay.
and I get in line, and I'm the first person in line, and you're there at the register, and we make eye contact, and it is your job as the person at the counter to initiate the transaction. What do you say to me?
I'll say, I can help the next guest. I'll raise my hand.
Do you say guest? Do you have
The
to
guest.
say guest?
And I believe
Guest.
that's required, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Mhm.
Yes.
I can help the next guest.
I can help the next guest. And then I'll say, hi.
How was your day?
Oh, you see, no, you're off script now. There's got to be something pat, something that you lead with every time, right?
We usually say if it's for here to go, if it's a long line and
It's definitely
people are
for
trying
here.
to get through, and
Okay, for here.
what can I
And
get
that's
for you
it.
today?
And then, so I can help the next guest. Was there anything else that you had to really do that was on script, or was that pretty much it?
Because at ours, we always get, how may I help you today? And also,
It varies.
is there a closing that you have to close with?
We always say my pleasure. Every single time.
That's right.
My pleasure. I remember
Each
that.
and
film.
every
That's
time.
right. My pleasure's great, though.
Yeah,
I
it is.
love My Pleasure.
It's
that is so
it's
wonderful.
surprisingly versatile when I'm at my church, or I'm just like around friends, and like they're like, thank you for that. I'm like, oh, my pleasure. It's just it's so natural, and I can use it basically anywhere.
Hey, which one of you Stains wants a deep fried chicken breast? Anyway, so what that you said front of the house was your favorite. What was the job where you're like,
What did you
no,
detest?
kill me now? Which was the job? You hated?
Usually, it's the one that I'm the best at, and that happens to be the dining room.
The dining room
Like
where
cleaning?
you'd
The
have to
dining
clean.
room, which is basically multitasking between 11 different tasks, cleaning
So you serve the
tables.
food at Chick-fil-A. I know that you serve food in the dining room.
That's
you bring
true.
like a tray out to people, right?
Those are actually our runners. We have a very specific job for them.
Oh,
They actually carry the food out. The dining room people are actually responsible for cleaning up after people.
Oh, see, that's got
Do
so
you
that was
think
the
that
worst.
the Chick-fil-A customer, or do you think I would imagine the Chick-fil-A customer somehow is tidier than, let's say, a Burger King customer?
Oh, no way. No way,
You
no
find
way.
you have a
Because they bring
tidier
their kids in to
clientele?
play in the little play area.
The balls?
Yeah. Well, no, the tube.
Oh, I
you know,
hate
where
the
they
tube.
crawl through
I
it.
bet there's always something found in the tube.
Carla brought Michael there and
We-
it's like,
we
you know what?
have-
we're taking
we
Michael to
have had-
Chick-fil-A.
We have had almost every accident possible in the playland, and we've had different people who've had to clean up after kids'
Kids poop?
messes, and you can name almost any bodily fluid, and
Vomit?
You can imagine we've
Yeah.
had to clean it up inside the playland.
So you have to get you're a lean fellow. I imagine that you would be a easier time accessing.
even-
Anybody ever vomit in the cave, like the little tube?
Yeah,
that
the
they crawl
tube is
through?
what I'm saying.
Down the slide, down the slide. It happened once.
And Mike, and that's when we were able to prove the fact there was indeed 2 pickles on the sandwich.
People are such pigs. People with kids are worse pigs because everybody's tired.
Yes.
and they
Go
the
in
only
the
reason
tube.
they're the only reason they're bringing their kids there to start with because they don't want to deal with them. It's nasty.
They want to wear them out. It's like going to a dog park.
But I would I haven't seen the statistics recently. All you hear about with Chick-fil-A is their controversial political policies.
Yes.
That they
Donations.
don't do this and they don't support the LGBTQ community. But you don't hear. I drive by this place, and it's ridiculous. Yep. Every time I go by, I always take a look at the list. Like, look at that. And Carla's like, enough. I said, what do you mean enough? I said, I just noticed it. Look at the line at Chick-fil-A. And so what would you say next to the sandwich, the classic sandwich, would the next best thing at Chick-fil-A be a confection or another regular food item? Because I love the milkshake.
Typically, they're great. Besides the shakes and the sandwich, the salads, I believe, are actually the go-to item for a lot of our customers.
I will give you a bonus intern chip.
Oh, nice.
Which is good for, what are they good for now, Rob? They change every month. If he gets the chip, what can he use it for?
A half off anything at our merchandise store.
Okay, very good. All right, that's great. So you'll get that chip. If you can tell me Mrs. O'Mara's, and it's not a dessert item, it is a lunch item or a dinner item, what her go-to is at Chick-fil-A. Might surprise you.
Interesting.
Yeah. Think out of the box here.
I'm going to put,
so to speak,
my money
on
the Spicy Deluxe chicken sandwich.
That is not correct.
No?
I am terribly sorry. You may guess.
I don't need an internship, so if I win, I'm going to give my internship to Dan. Is it the waffle fry?
It is not the waffle fry.
God damn it!
And this is a staple. This is there are two fast food staples that Mrs. O'Mara goes to because they are calorie friendly. That is the thing that she is a giant fan of the Chick-fil-A chicken soup.
Wow. Really?
Yes. Calorie friendly.
Who even knew it
soup
existed? Is it a big mover? Certainly not in the summer.
Probably not in the summer. Probably not as much as I'm trying to think of the tortilla soup. The tortilla soup. That's a seasonal item, and so
it has you can get the flarp on the side with that.
Yeah, the tortilla soup. Who asked for it to come out?
I did.
Right.
I did.
What would you like, sir? Yeah. Well, I can help the next guest. Yes, sir.
I'll have the tortilla soup, please. Oh. I'll have the tortilla soup, and also you may want to look.
I can't get rid of this. I can't throw this away. I'm having too much fun for it. Hey, Dan, I'm going to be 60. What do you think of that, huh?
I'll have the tortilla soup, and you may want to check out the tube in the Playland. Just give it a once-over. I've got a question for you, Dan. Talk to me a bit about Chick-fil-A sauce. It's a magical thing. Does it have crack in it?
Chick-fil-A sauce is a valuable commodity, both at Chick-fil-A and even in our own home.
What do they put Chick-fil-A? What is the sauce? I'm not familiar.
It's one of their dipping sauces that they have with the nuggets, but you can also put it on the sandwich. And to my best estimate, it's sort of a barbecue sauce, mayonnaise-based mixture, but I can't quite get it right.
No wonder you like it.
Yeah, it's delicious.
That's good. Do you put it on your sandwich when you get a Chick-fil-A sandwich?
No, I usually primarily for the dipping of the nuggets. The nuggets are a big mover in my house.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, sauce.
Nuggets, too.
Yeah. Also, a lot of times if there's a get-together of the family or even the kids, you get the big party tray with 100 nuggets on it. That's always a great thing. But talk to me about the sauce. Do you know what's in it?
Chick-fil-A sauce? Gosh. The last time I read the label on that was years. I stopped looking at the label because I was like, I just want to dip my nuggets and eat it. I don't really want to pay attention. People have likened it to, like you said, like barbecue, mayonnaise, and I believe honey mustard all mixed into one.
Yeah, it is not
sauce.
It is it leans sweet.
It's a very unique sauce. It's it's a sweet sauce.
Well, it's we're delighted to have you. You're in media criticism and also in communications. What is your goal in the world of communications? And I'll let you know whether we can help you or not. We're going to keep you no matter what, but we want to know what we can help you with.
Absolutely. Right. So I was part of a public speaking organization, and the main thing I took away from that was learning how to communicate. Something I recently discovered was it's also important that you find out what you want to communicate. So I've learned a lot about the hows, and I really want to find my what. What am I going to communicate? And then put that together. And apply the how.
Hearing him talk, if you just close your eyes and listen and let your eyes sort of drift, he has a very similar cadence to another Dan we know, Dan O'Brien.
Dan O'Brien, and I think that he could go down to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue and audition for the Sarah Sanders gig like right now.
Yeah, take a number.
I think he could do that. Yeah, I think you could do that. I really do.
Which would be
you know
a
what,
fair
You know what I
trade.
base that on? When we were telling you to do things and you weren't even listening to the questions. That's what I think you could do.
It
right
would
now.
be a fair trade because currently Sarah Sanders is on her way to Chick-fil-A.
Do you have a significant other, fiance,
I do not.
girlfriend, boyfriend, anything like that? No.
Not at the moment.
Looking for love?
Certainly down the road. Down the road.
Down the road. No rush, huh?
Down the road. Get through college first.
Sure.
Get through college.
Yes.
First. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, college is a great place to meet girls.
All right. On that note, I think. Do you have anything more for him? I'm bored.
I think that I'm surprised to know that of his advanced age. I think it's great that he's still out there getting it done, even though as an older student, I've always found that the older student makes a better intern. So welcome aboard, Dan Hoisington.
Thank
Dan
you.
Hoisington, and is there anything we can do for you? Or any questions you have for Rob or I? This may be the very last chance we have.
Pony has something for him.
Yes, Pony.
I want to know, when you're...
Pony,
Excuse
turn
me.
your level up.
Have you ever opened a box, like a delivery that comes into Chick-fil-A, and found like a pound of methamphetamine in the box?
Not to my knowledge. I'm not usually the person
hell
that's
kind
in
of
charge of
picturing-
any of the
Where did that
any of the
question
moving
come
pieces
from?
of the boxes.
I'm picturing Breaking Bad situation.
Okay, God.
Los
It's out
pollos
of control.
hermanos.
I
There
would
is
love-
meth in the chicken.
Mike,
Oh, that's it. Okay, that's the you're doing the Breaking Bad bit. I get it.
I would
Okay,
love to
that's it.
issue a formal apology for telling you that Pony had something to say.
Thank you very much. On that note, Dan Hoisington, it's great to have you here. And anytime you want to pop in, go through security. Thank you very much. Let's start the show.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Well, Father's Day is, Now, Tommy Newsom, Doc is up working in Las Vegas. Tommy is very close with his father. Tommy's father looks upon him as the son that he never had. Now, I knew your dad well. You were very close to your father, and my father was a big influence in my life. Now, when I was back in Nebraska, growing up in a small town, I grew up in Norfolk, Nebraska. Every night, Dad... Somebody's applauding with one hand. What? Are you from Norfolk?
No.
Where are you from?
I'm from Sacramento.
Sacramento. It's net time tonight. Well, it's all right. That's nice of you to apply to Norfolk, but every Saturday night, he had a big influence on my life. Every Saturday night, he would...
Where were we?
I don't know. I was back in Norfolk. I don't know where the hell you're at, but I'm going back midway. Every Saturday night, he'd go down to the general store, sit around the Cracker Barrel.
Who would do this?
What?
Who is this you're speaking of?
It's my father.
Oh, your father.
Back in Nebraska, who had a big influence on my career. If this guy from Sacramento hadn't screwed me, I'd have been through this by now. Do you remember your first heart-to-heart, your man-to-man talk with your father?
Yeah.
I remember sitting down with my dad when he tried to explain the birds and the bees, and it was a very touching experience. Unfortunately, it came after my first divorce. A little late, but I didn't know. Every year at this time, Ed gets a touching handwritten Father's Day card from Korea. His, from Sun Yat McMahon.
Jesus, Johnny.
This is
had a
Wade
rough
Byard, the
start.
Public Information Officer for Loudoun County Public Schools. The Mike O'Mara Show has decided to start now. Please make all necessary arrangements to listen. This is the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, and Oscar Santana. And now, without further delay, here's Mike O'Mara.
We are live from the Podcast Village studios in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. From Schenectady, New York, to Walkersville, Maryland, from Moxie, Washington. I like that
Moxie.
one, too. Here we go. To Titlic,
How's that, Hoisington?
to Titlic, Alaska.
Oh, yes.
From Sherburne Hill in County Durham, England, to Lumbashi in the Congo, Africa. The
Wow.
Mike O'Mara Show is on now.
All
And
over the world.
I was using my flarp, and I've got the slime, like, it exploded on me, so I'm having a little difficulty. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let me tell you who's sponsoring the show
Please
today.
do.
Our program today is brought to you by Liquid IV.
Wonderful.
Let me show you my beverage for today. You can see that it looks to be a lemonade colored.
Yeah.
It is lemon lime flavored. It is so phenomenal. And Mrs. O'Mara has been taking to surprising me with it because I will mix it up on my own quite frequently, and sometimes I will have regular water, and sometimes I will get what is a treat.
Yes.
I will hydrate myself more with Liquid IV. I cannot begin to describe how much I love this product. This is my go-to beverage on a day-to-day basis. Now that the warm weather is here, you'll be outside all the time. You need Liquid IV more than ever. Liquid IV hydrates you 2 to 3 times faster and more efficiently than water alone. Added bonus, vitamin C, B3, B5, B6, and B12. Liquid IV, the fastest-growing wellness brand. You can find it everywhere, even Costco. Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier is sold at all Costco's nationwide. It's fantastic. I love it, and I know you will too. Right now, our listeners get 25% off at liquidiv.com when you use the code TMOS at checkout. So, yes, they sell it at Costco. If you're out there, you can get it there. But if you go through our website, you're going to get 25% off. Anything you order on Liquid IV's website, go to liquidiv.com, enter the promo code TMOS to get your savings and start getting better hydration. That's liquidiv.com, promo code TMOS. Don't wait. Start properly hydrating today.
All their flavors are great, but let me tell you, folks, lemon lime, that's a bingo right there. That's good. Are you all flarped up?
I don't know where. There is something slimy.
Did you shower today?
Of course I showered today.
Oh,
Behave
just checking.
yourself.
Just checking.
Pretty good little Father's Day. Very mellow, very, very cool. I received breakfast in bed from my son, who brought me a card and a flower that he had picked, a wild flower. And I went downstairs, and Mrs. O'Mara gave me like a half an hour foot rub later in the day, which was fantastic, which was my gift, and it was wonderful. And then both Elizabeth and Catherine contacted me, and I had lovely conversations with both of them. So that, to me, is as good as it gets. And then I did a little 9-mile bike ride through the hills of Maine, which kicked my ass. And by the way, my bike riding, I now feel like Johnny Carson. It is so slow. How slow is it? I'm getting better as far as stamina is concerned, but, it still is, when I hit the hill profile and I go into the low gear on the bike, It is pretty funny to watch me. My speed at certain points as I'm riding the 9-mile trek, and these hills are just a little more difficult.
I thought we agreed that we were going to stay on the lowlands first and would work up to the hills.
I am. Now it's just you ease up to it. I haven't hit the real hills here.
Okay.
I'm on the little. The roads here. The difference between Florida is where you go straight across.
Sure.
And they're very little. There's one little bridge that I go over. That is it as far as any kind of an incline. As far as Maine goes, you go down and then up a little, down and then up, and that's kind of what it is.
Well,
and
your house is in the foothills of mountains. I mean, so there's going to be a lot of grade.
It's on the coast, and then it's glacial, and there are all sorts of bumps in the road. But I want to get better.
To be
at
clear,
it
the land is glacial, not your movement.
My movement is glacial as well.
Okay.
No, I am talking about my speed on a bicycle is slow enough where I get caught by the mosquitoes.
Oh no. Really?
Now a fly is a fast-moving bug, but a mosquito, when you really think about it, in order for a mosquito to land on you when you're riding a bicycle, you got to be going slow. And the drill is,
but you're pedaling
not
fast because you're in a low gear, right?
I'm in the lowest gear in many cases as I'm going up this little incline. And I'll tell people that you see me on the bike, and you can see a lot of old fat guys that do what I do because they're on the bike going yeah, just crawling up. And my goal is to tackle a hill that I can make it up without stopping.
Okay.
Now but by the way, if I tackled every hill, I'd do it. I just have to get off the bike and walk it up the hill.
Understood.
Because I'm just not going to make it when I go up there. But I will tell you that now I have not faced a hill profile that I cannot continue to pedal all the way up it.
That's good.
Now I will stop periodically, and the only time, and I'm not stopping because I'm tired or I'm fatigued or the reason I stop is because my ass hurts. That's when I do. I finally just take a little break.
I thought we upgraded your seat.
there's not a seat in the world that can compensate for me being basically sitting on a stick.
Okay.
There's just a, you can't distribute that girth onto a stick enough satisfactorily without me doing it. And so
it's all about ratios, Mike.
Yeah, and it's like a day on, day off. I'm thinking maybe today might be the 2 days in a row, but the fact that it was a holiday and it was the last thing I wanted to do.
Right.
We went out Saturday, so we had a bit of a night on Saturday because our next door neighbor. We have hit the mother lode here where the next door neighbor has a 5-year-old girl that is buddies with Michael, and now we are trading off. So they just
there's nothing better than that. That's great.
Oh, it's the best, and now we've really hit it off with our next door neighbor Amy, and so we're trading off watching service. We got 2 hours for dinner the other night, which was just spectacular.
That's great.
And but I was a little logy, and I still decided to do it. And I said, okay, Father's Day when you normally sit on your butt. And Carla said to me, do you want to go off and play golf? I said, I play golf all the time. What I want to do is get some exercise in and then hang out with the fam. And we vegetated all day long.
That's
and
nice.
Had a little burger. How was your Father's Day? I know yours kind of sucked, and I want to say Rob lost a family member, so yours sucked in totality.
Well, it didn't.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, it started out very nice, though. The family together, the kids got me the coolest card that they both signed, and Julia, ever the one with a great sense of humor. The kids made me a cake. Robert made a Father's Day cake, but do you remember a few years ago, Robert, in a great hurry to write on his mom's Mother's Day card, he wrote, "Happy Birthday, Mom," on her Mother's Day card and then ran out to play. So they presented me with a cake that said, "Happy Birthday, Dad." And I thought,
as a joke,
as a
getting
joke,
in on the joke.
It was
All
very
right,
cool.
cool.
So we,
I saw it. You posted a picture of it because you do that, and I like that because it lets me know what's going on. It was the Beatles.
Yeah, you opened it up
right?
and they were crossing Abbey Road. It was a very, very cool card. But the sad thing that happened, and actually came into Podcast Village yesterday to do a little something with Charlie Burney, and as I was leaving, I called my mom, and my mom is one of 8 siblings. And they were all,
that's a big
family, and all in the area. And until yesterday, they were all alive. And it's amazing because one of them is Billy is pre-World War II. So I mean, they're old. They've been alive a long time. The family's always been together, always been very close. But my Uncle George has been battling cancer. It started as bladder cancer, and he just took a tremendous turn over the weekend. And I got a call from my mom, and she said, George is. He's close at the end, and it would be a good time if we wanted to say goodbye if we went to the hospital. As luck would have it, I was 10 minutes away from the hospital because I was on my way home from work. I said, I'll meet you there. And it was a pretty remarkable afternoon when he was on breathing support, but he was not in pain. He was not responsive, but I could tell he could hear us. And that in that day, all 7 of his siblings found their way there.
That's amazing. And are most of them in the area?
Yeah, the furthest away is Warrenton, but we're all fairly local. We're all,
that's great.
And so,
that's fantastic.
But it was so sudden. As of Friday, we got some positive news from his doctor. I mean, we thought this was going to be a better weekend for him, and it obviously.
Did he have kids?
He had 2 wonderful kids and a daughter-in-law, Mark and Eric and Sarah, and he was a force, my Uncle George. Amazingly, he was the first grown-up to take me to an amusement park in 1976.
Oh my God, he's the one that did it.
He's the one who did it, and he will always be fondly remembered as the loudest person in our family. I guess that falls to me now, and he was so loved, and he will live on through his kids, who are both wonderful, and I want to send my most sincere condolences to them.
Yeah, I know you were close to this uncle. I know that's a drag.
What's so amazing about him, and it's something you don't see always, but I remember this as a kid, and I remember this with my kids, is that George loved children but never talked to them as children. Always talked to them at a conversational level, treated them as equals, and that's the way to make a kid feel 10 feet tall. I remember it 45 years later of, coming in and having a grown-up actually tell you, how was your day? What's going on? It's just, he was so good that way, and he was always very cool. And he will leave a tremendous void in our family because he was sort of the head guy.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. And I'll tell you, when you were telling me that before the show, it's just you know how I am the first couple of weeks I'm up here.
Yeah.
The memories just blast in, and I know how it's just you become. I'm so aware of the old adage, it's tomorrow's promised to no one, and
Yes.
you never know. And that big clock on the wall, you think about it an awful lot, and just appreciate everybody while you have them.
Absolutely.
And if you're thinking about it can be a niece, a nephew, an aunt, an uncle, a long lost buddy. Just keep in touch with people. I think it's a good thing to do.
Do it.
But that's
do it.
that's a
Absolutely
shame.
do it. It's the first of that generation. To see the first of those 8 pass is a very chilling reminder of the mortality of us all and how fast it happened. And he was truly loved, and he will be missed greatly. But he lives on through his children and in his memories. And I just want to send love out to my family, because when we were all there, and I truly believe that the reason George let go yesterday is because he got a chance to hear from all of us. We all
a lot of times
by.
that happens. I believe that with all my soul, that people will, there's a big theory that my mom was able to let go because she wasn't in front of my sister. Because she loved my sister, and my sister and her were so thick together that once she was out of the country, my mom said, I can do it. And she knew that I could handle it. And it was just,
I believe that.
It's very, very sad. You sound like you were tremendously close to your uncle.
Wonderful
and,
man.
And that's a drag. But what an incredible gift that you all were there, even if he was not with it. You were all there at the end, and it happens fast.
It happened. It's never good when you lose a loved one. But if I had to choose an exit for him, that would be the way I'd do it. And it was I had such a marvelous moment last night, because I went home thinking that all but Sam had been to his brother Sam. I saw everyone else, but I didn't know that Sam had actually been and gone before I got there. So I found out last night that yes, everyone had been there.
All the siblings
Every
were there.
sibling. And so
I want to go like the guy in The Princess Bride that drinks the wine. I want to have that kind of a
they were both
laugh
poisoned.
where it's like thump. That's the way I just like a really good joke, a really amazing joke.
I would love that. But my Uncle George, dead at age 73, rest in peace. We shall miss you.
All right, let's reset. We will take a break, and when we come back, I will tell you about one more little bonus of the weekend. I went to a Shriners Parade
again
in the middle of Maine again. I'll tell you all about that incredible entertainment event when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody.
Papa's got a brand new bag.
What is happiness worth to you? Can you put a price on enjoyment? At the Moonlight Bunny Ranch, an hour of fun will cost you $600. At Woo Kim's Massage Parlor, you can buy an hour of happiness for $110 plus tip, and it's really only the ending that's happy. But with the Mike O'Mara Show, you can get an extra hour of fun every week for less than $2. Subscribe to the TMOS bonus package. It'll make you feel good.
Ew.
All right, that's it for that one. That's disgusting. Jeez, I gotta come back after that. God.
Hey, you wanted to
some herbs.
You wanted to reset. That was a different mood.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by our Las Vegas show. Everyone is coming to Vegas for the TMOS 10th Anniversary Spectacular. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, and Mario Zavallos. You're not letting it go.
No.
Pony Bloom, Matt Boy, Zoolander Eric Stolgslinsky, the Mayor, Matty Masiello, Dark Meat Chicken Royalty James Cerrito, noted influencer Todd Moore, and maybe even Billy Riley.
Hey, I'll see you there.
Wild. You'll be there too, right? Huh? What?
What?
No ticket yet? Sheesh. Why are you waiting? Because you heard that Friday sold out? You foul-smelling halfwit. Don't you know that you have a second chance on Saturday, November 16th, 2019? The TMOS crew will be in the Zappos corporate headquarters with a second amazing all-new show. Don't miss out. You will not get another opportunity, so buy now. There will not be a Sunday brunch show.
No.
Tickets are on sale now at MikeO'MaraShow.com until they sell out, or we get that Apple adapter we need to change the banner. Where's the new thing that says Friday sold out that we've been waiting for from Texas Boy?
It's there, isn't it? I thought we had the updated artwork, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there.
Well, how come I don't have it?
You will have it today.
You'll have to get it to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt Boy Pony Bloom.
and you need to be there. And what happened to the backdrop I was supposed to see this week?
Oh, it's amazing. It'll be there Monday. It's amazing.
The TMOS 10th Anniversary Spectacular.
I expedited it.
Brought to you by Zappos. That's all. I don't think it's going to get here.
No, it never.
Before I leave.
I think he's painting it at home.
Do you think it's really going to get here?
I bet.
I mean, not that I don't mind my sheet.
Love your sheet. No, careful. We see your bedroom when you do that.
Yeah, I know you do.
Don't do that.
Somebody will freeze frame that. Okay, ass. First person that does that, I'm coming to your house.
Mike, I would like to issue a prediction. Your backdrop will arrive tomorrow. That is my prediction.
You really believe that?
I do.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
I like that thing. Welcome back to the show. Whoa. So, Carla is the activities wizard when we're up here in Maine.
She's like Julie, the cruise director.
This is our chance for the family, just the three of us, with very little activity up here other than the three of us. We love it. We have our little drills.
Yes.
We have fun. I just have learned to come up here and not be running around like a chicken with my head cut off, but just enjoying being here.
Yes.
That you're in a place that is so different from the place you live most of the year. So the couple of months we have up here is very, very special. I love doing the show from up here. I love doing it from anywhere I am, but I enjoy it. And when we started to really enjoy it here is when we took off the agendas, where there wasn't anything that we were worried about having to do.
No pressure.
I'm much more chill than I've ever been up here. And that doesn't mean that occasionally Carla will not find an activity. So she goes through all these newspapers and the flyers and online, and she's checking everything out. And she says a couple of weeks back, right after we got here, there's a parade coming. There's a parade coming this Saturday.
Now, here's what I know. Here's what I know. You have a lot of things that you like, but you love a parade.
I do. I love a parade. You get me to go to a parade anytime, anywhere.
Don't tell me not to live, just sit and putter.
Barbra
like
Streisand.
Candy and the sun's a ball of butter.
To sing for you.
Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade.
Here it is. If she sells the parade, and the thing that was said was it's going to be a pretty long one. I said, okay, it's the Shriners parade. I said, if it's going to be a long parade and it's Shriners, that means they're going to bring all their little mini bikes and stuff, right? I said, that's an afternoon. I'm totally into that.
She said, Mike, there's going to be a parade, and it's going to be a great one.
It's a great one. So turns out she was wrong about the date. She says, not this. I said, Carla, no, it's not this Saturday. It's the Saturday afterwards. Right. So we are ready to go. And the parade is going to start at 2 o'clock. It's going to start at the Rennie's, and then it's going to work its way.
What's Rennie's then?
Rennie's is the main department store.
Oh, okay. All right.
Where you can get camp chairs and stuff like that.
Sure.
And Legos and anything you want. Shorts.
Those are the three key items, though. Shorts, Legos,
camp chairs, and Legos.
Camp chairs.
That's Maine. So we say we have a plan. We formulate a game plan.
Yes.
We'll have ourselves a little lunch.
Yes.
And then we'll go into town. Run a couple of errands, which there never seems to be a shortage of errands.
I bet you put together a honey-do list.
And then we will park it on Main Street.
Yeah.
And hopefully get there. And we're going to get there.
Is it Main Street M-A-I-N or M-A-I-N-E?
It's Main Street.
Okay, I thought maybe it was named after the state because we have like a Virginia Avenue.
It's not. No, it's not.
Okay.
It's Main Street.
Just wanted to be clear because in case we want to visit next year for the parade.
Just calm the hell down. All right. It's Main Street, and we get that. We said we'll get there early.
Sure.
We'll walk around and we'll run our errands. And I think we got there for a 2 o'clock parade at maybe about 1:15. We get parking right on the street.
That's perfect.
And then I said, and we brought our little camp chairs. So we did the whole parade thing, which, by the way, I'm going to do more often because I like putting the chairs on the side and just chilling.
Yeah.
And if you have a chair there, you can sit and wait. And yes, is it a fat person thing to do? It's an American fat tradition.
Of course.
Put down your big fat camp chair and sit down and wait for the magic to happen.
Yes, the parade will walk right in front. They bring the entertainment to you.
Right. And we wait, and we're in front of the candy store on Main Street, and they've put out a bunch of chairs, but there are a few spaces there. I said, could we sit? Absolutely. No problem at all.
Fantastic.
So we put our camp chairs down, and then the waiting game. And then what we were doing, I'm just people watching and watching people
How is
gather.
Michael with the waiting game?
He's fine. He seems to be really chill. We grabbed a fountain Diet Coke to suck on, and he had a drink or something that he was doing, and he's watching. I don't know why. He was occupied. He didn't seem to be. I think he was there. But anyway, he was fantastic. It was good. Good time was had by all, and we waited, and then the parade started. And it's the parade started on time, and then I'm waiting for.
Is
the
it
guys.
A well-attended parade?
Yeah, there was a good crowd. There was a good crowd, and it was a long parade route all the way from that shopping area that you guys have been to the old part of Ellsworth, Maine. Okay, and this is the
couple miles.
It's called the Anna, ANAH Shriners.
Okay.
And wonderful organization. They're a social club, but they raise money for children's hospitals.
Civic-minded, Mike. They're very civic-minded.
Very civic-minded. And all I remember is George Carlin when he says, I always say, drink up, Shriners, when I see a couple of them. And man, oh man, did we have Shriners. So before the parade starts, you see people setting up their chairs on the street. And every third group of people you'd see, they'd set up the chairs. Then, boom, the fez comes out. And I said, Michael, that's a Shriner. And he put the big hat with the tassel on it. And they're Shriners like around. So I think they brought in Shriners from all over the place. And the parade, if I can criticize one thing about the Shriners parade, just way too many Shriners.
In the parade
just
and watching.
Way too many of them.
Yeah,
way too many.
We can sort of pare it down, maybe make it a little leaner next year.
Well, no, you have to. And when I say way too many Shriners, I was waiting for the little go-karts.
And the cars, they're
the
great.
Little cars.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize up here in the wilds of Maine, that there are so many of these guys that drive the little cars. But the front part of the parade, I saw more potentates. Then I guess the Grand Poobah Potentate is the guy. There's one guy that's being carried in like a rickshaw with and I think he's the Grand Potentate, and he is actually being pulled in a pull cart with a throne on it.
Get right there
by other Shriners.
That you'll forgive the expression. That kicks ass. That's amazing. That's why you work your whole life raising money so you can have Shriners pull you.
This was the potentate. They had the assistant potentate. They had past potentates. They had the treasurer. They had and these guys are all riding by in cars and waving at everybody.
Convertibles?
Like, okay. Yeah, convertibles, old antique cars. They have this. Then we had a couple of bagpipes. I don't know if they were Shriner bagpipes, but they were perfectly passable bagpipes.
Any marching? Was there a marching band at all?
There was not technically a marching band.
Okay.
There was a Shriners chanters where they're all up there going, they had the Shriner stage band that they had that was pretty average. And they just had Shriner, and then the cars come, and you had the go-karts, and you had the race cars, and you had the old-timey cars.
Now, do they drive in formation?
Shriner mini 18-wheelers, yeah.
Because I've seen them do like a little bit of trickery sometimes, or do they just mostly stay in formation?
Not as much trickery as I would have expected.
As much you wanted, yeah.
I wanted that. There was one Shriner group that had a ramp with a big truck pulling it and back, and they would go up and down the ramp. They didn't have that one, but that's okay. And then in the blink of an eye, it was over, and it was time to go home.
Any candy throwing? I know that's a fun thing, a parade.
And for my money, any local town parade, throw candy.
Please.
Throw candy.
Yeah.
Not for my son, for me. I'm fat. I want candy. That's it. So drink up, Shriners. Well done, and great to raise the money. And, I was thinking when I saw one of the miniature 18-wheel truckers, I said, I could put a TMOS ad on that. I wonder what that would cost. That'd be special. We'll take a break, and when we come back.
So you're going to join up?
To the Shriners?
Yeah.
Oh, I fantasized about it. They're all old. Most of them are fat. Sounds like my kind of organization.
I love it. I'm in.
Right. Harley Owners Group to Shriners. Seems like a logical
natural progression.
We'll take a break, come back with more fun on the Mike O'Mara Show.
My fellow Americans, we live in the greatest, strongest, most powerful, zestiest, tastiest nation in the world. This is the United States of America. Bigger, faster, taller, classier, trickier, flashier, fatter, oranger, always the best. Yet some people are not exercising their freedom of speech. Sad. That's why we have created the Yak Shack. The Yak Shack allows you to call from anywhere, anytime, and leave a message for Old Mike, Fat Rob, and Creepy Oscar. Just dial 888-920-6673. That's 1-888-920-MORE. Have a drink, leave a message, hear yourself on the show. Excellent. Call and collude with TMOS. Trust me, I'm like really smart. I have a big brain, a very stable genius. Now bring me a Big Mac or I'll sell Rhode Island to the Koreans.
Thank you, Mr. President. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Sad. This portion of our program brought to you by KiwiCo. Subscription boxes. People go nuts over them.
Love 'em.
How about a subscription box for your kids that helps them change the world? Say hello to KiwiCo. KiwiCo creates cool projects for kids to make learning about STEAM fun. Now, when I first read this commercial, I said, you mean STEM? No, it's STEAM. STEAM equals science, technology, engineering, art, and math.
I love
That's
this
STEAM.
because art is so often overlooked in curricula nowadays. I love that they are reintroducing it.
Well, your daughter, I mean, is a living example of
Yes.
that. Absolutely. Michael loves these KiwiCo boxes. He gets a new one every month. Each box designed by experts and tested by kids. It contains all the supplies needed for that month's project. It's a box that comes and they make a project, and it's phenomenal. They have easy-to-follow instructions written for kids and an educational magazine so the learning continues. KiwiCo has 7 lines of crates, so there's always something age-appropriate and fun in store for your kids. And as I mentioned, whenever we have a sponsor like this, this is a great way for you to be a hero in the gift-giving department.
Oh, God, yeah.
KiwiCo is a convenient, affordable way to encourage your children to be anything they want to be. Just for our listeners, go to kiwico.com/TMOS to get your first month free. Every day counts when it comes to making a difference, so don't miss out on this amazing opportunity. Again, go to kiwico.com/TMOS and get your first month free. That's kiwico.com/TMOS. Did you get a chance to look in on the Fox coverage of the U.S. Open over the weekend?
I did not, but I've heard strong reviews all around, Mike.
Well, they first of all, you would have loved it because they were on their knees servicing Jim Nantz. He dropped by the Fox broadcast.
He
with
darkened
Joe
the
Buck.
door at Fox?
They had a little cross promotion. I guess they have to go behind the scenes, and they were schmoozing him. It's hysterical to see Jim Nantz treated that way because it's more fun with Jim Nantz when you give him a hard time.
And we have such a long history with him that, you
Yeah.
know, we can sort of get away with it. I am so shocked because if you look up company man in the dictionary, he is the company man. Obviously, CBS had him do it.
He is the company man, but Jim Nantz likes everybody to know that he lives at Pebble Beach, that he lives there, and he has not only does he live there, but he has recreated the famous golf hole number 7, the par 3.
Yes.
Not totally accurate, but he has a scale model of it where in his backyard, and his big deal is that he brings famous people over, and they try to get a hole-in-one, and if they get a hole-in-one, he puts them on a plaque at his house. This is Jim Nantz not ever realizing that he may die, but it's pretty funny.
I'm never going to die. I'm never going to die.
Yeah,
and,
put it on the plaque. It's going to be great.
We're
We're
gonna
going
put
to
it on
have
the
a
plaque.
shrine, and then Joe Buck is just it was interesting to watch.
Joe Buck is not. He is the anti-Nance. Because he's got his career built on snark. So how did those two work out together?
He wasn't snarky with Nance at all. He was completely deferential to Nance.
You were so kind to me, Joe. I'm going to put you on a plaque.
I watched Nance on the Golf Channel too. So I mean, that's an NBC property, I believe.
Yes, wow.
And so Nance was everywhere. And this week, I'm just going to be a fan. I'm just going to be out there. Oh, it was. Yeah, I happen to have seen all of these greats. And Ian Poulter was at my house the other night and got a hole-in-one.
I put him on the plaque, and then we went back to the kitchen and had burnt toast and red wine.
Rob, this schmooze
I
was
wish I had
like you.
seen it.
We are talking. He got married on the 7th green at Pebble Beach.
And you know which time?
To the new wife.
Okay.
The new wife.
Is her name on a plaque? My wife.
It was so funny. It was just, Huriel, thanks for showing that, guys. Yeah. Well, it's such a great memory that I decided to build the hole in my backyard. Phil Mickelson's made a hole-in-one there. They're dropping by right now. David Faherty, he's made a hole-in-one there. So it's really hysterical.
I'm sorry
this.
I'm late to the broadcast, guys. I was at the trophy shop picking up some engraved plaques, a couple of brass placards that I had to get picked up.
I love Jim Nance.
He's the best.
And he is so much fun. Now, the other thing about the U.S. Open, as I was watching yesterday, the Masters, nobody will ever be the Masters because the Masters treats people, grown-ups, like they're not going to misbehave.
Right.
And so you're not allowed to run at the Masters. You're not allowed to shout like asshats. And to the USGA, who puts on the U.S. Open, it's time for you not to do that in totality, but maybe tweak it up just a bit. There were more a-holes screaming at that tournament than I've ever heard. Look, I know there's certain ones like the one in Arizona where they expect it and it's supposed to be done. But this one, this is the U.S. Open, and I think they need to crack down on the guys that are not there to watch golf. They're not there to enjoy a major sporting event or history-making performance on a sporting event. They're there to get their fat mouths heard on the Magic Box, and it sucked, and it was all over the place. There's more heckling than I've ever heard. It pissed me off. And there's one way you deal with that, okay? The people that are running security at this golf tournament, you just go, hey, if you scream, you raise your voice and that, you're gone. Get them out of there. You're not supposed to. There's a big difference between cheering for a shot than not knowing where that shot's going to be and say, get in the hole and all that crap. Because you just want to hear your own voice.
Yeah, not okay.
I'd love to see those a-holes thrown out of there.
A little decorum, please.
Yeah, a little decorum. And you know what? If you're worried about who could do it, get Jim Nance to do it.
Well, what
Jim
do
will
is
do it. Just have him come down from his house, and he'll do it,
He'll put your name on a plaque of shame.
Yeah, just the other night, it was incredible. Yes, all the way from the Reverend Billy Graham all the way through Bobby Knight has been to my house. No, I don't know who's been it, but it was Jim. It was Nancy being Nancy. It was fantastic. We'll take a break and come back with news you may not need right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. Can you keep your voice down, please? Thanks.
Hey, Oscar, are you ready to go to CrossFit with me?
I will be in a sec, but right now I'm updating my Mike O'Mara Show app.
Mike O'Mara Show app? What is it?
You have a mobile phone, right?
Sure.
Is it a smartphone?
You bet.
Is it an Android or iOS?
I don't know.
Well, it's easy. Is it an Apple logo or a little green robot?
I always thought it was an orange, but I guess it's an apple.
Okay, so you have iOS.
Okay.
All you have to do is go to the App Store and type in TMOS and hit search.
But is it really worth my time?
Absolutely. It's the easiest way to listen to the Mike O'Mara Show on your phone.
Oh, that Mike O'Mara Show app. It's new and everyone's talking about it.
I updated yesterday, and I love it.
I have an Android. Will it work for me?
Absolutely. Both platforms.
Download it and improve your life today.
We love it. Yay!
Thanks so much, boys. Welcome back. Oh, by the way, Oscar will be back tomorrow on the show. He is coming back from Texas today, so God knows what trouble he got into with
Get his name
Rofo.
on the plaque right away.
Hopefully we'll have stories of presidents and all that good stuff when Oscar returns to the program tomorrow. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by our TMOS bonus packages. Monday. Can't trust that day. Monday. Sometimes it just turns out that way. What is that song? Oh, Monday,
Yes.
can't trust that day.
And it's explained later in the copy.
So sang the Mamas and the Papas back in March of 1966. Coincidentally, today is Monday, and guess what? I don't like Mondays. Tell me why. So sang the Boomtown Rats in 1979. So today is kind of a drag. So sang the Buckinghams in 1967. Jesus Christ. How do we make it better? The TMOS bonus show. You can listen to it any day, anywhere, and at any volume. It will make you laugh. Ha, 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 ha. Laughter. You'll laugh your head off, which means you won't need a hat anymore. Think of all the money you'll save on helmets and berets. A fortune awaits you. A fortune awaits you, both in laughter and headgear saving.
Charlie.
Charlie. Drink it, Charlie. Drink the fizzy lifting drink. The bonus show is an extra TMOS every week for just a handful of pennies. The Joy Boys pack 60 minutes of hilarity into just 1 hour. Click the banner on our website and you'll get access to all of our bonus content, and you'll be helping TMOS. So please buy our thing, ladies and gentlemen. We would really appreciate it. Brought to you by Stetson. You see, that's a hat.
News.
Boo.
So
O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson is on Twitter.
Good. What a good guy.
In his debut post, he said, quote, "You'll get to read my thoughts and opinions on just about everything. Oh, isn't that great?
I can't wait.
It should be a lot of fun. I just got a little getting even to do."
What the hell?
Really? Really?
Here's an idea. Shut up.
In a follow-up video, he said, quote, "For years, people have been able to say whatever they wanted to say about me with no accountability. But now I can challenge a lot of that BS and set the record straight. Like I said, this is about to get interesting." Oh,
terrific.
He's threatening again, isn't he?
Well, you know.
OJ's Twitter handle is the real OJ32. And as of last night, he had more than 500,000 followers. Of course he does.
Excellent.
32 was OJ's jersey number, in case you didn't know
what
that.
we could do is we could hope that he tweets out the photo that he has of him with Maddie's mom.
Oh, that's right. Matty Masiello when he
his
played for the
profile
Buffalo
picture,
Bills.
That's his profile picture on Twitter.
So very, very exciting. Being in prison didn't stop Bill Cosby from tweeting out a Father's Day message yesterday. He said, quote, "Hey, hey, hey, it's America's dad."
What?
The world's going mad. I know it's late, but to all of the dads, it's an honor to be called a father. So let's make today a renewed oath to fulfilling our purpose, strengthening our families and communities. And not everybody on Twitter responded positively to that.
No.
So there you go.
Do you think he's
Weird
following
world.
OJ?
I have no idea.
And
500,000 followers.
And I don't understand. I don't think Cosby. I don't see him as a Twitter guy. He seems definitely more Facebook to me.
Yes, being a father is an honor. What about the dads that were fathers of those women? Anyway, you know what I'm going to say.
Hashtag I'm in jail.
Oh, God. Back in 1980, Danny Lloyd played Jack Nicholson's son in The Shining. Hello, Mrs. Torrance.
Oh,
hello,
you're
Danny.
a tricycle boy.
Yeah, so scary.
Very
really.
scary.
You really, I don't know if it holds up as a scary movie, but boy, Jack Nicholson, Shelley Duvall, it's a pretty scary.
Well, anytime
really.
Shelley Duvall is on screen, I'm horrified. Watch
now
Popeye.
He's 46. Danny, the kid that played Danny. Danny is 46, and he's a biology professor.
Of course he is.
At a community college in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really like his students to know about his past. Thank you, Mrs. Torrance. Red Rob!
Red Rob!
Red Rob! God, I'd be doing that. I would be thrown out of that class.
Yeah, in a second.
I would be. He doesn't like students to know about his past because it can create a distraction in the classroom.
Sure.
I guess you can't say anything else to that, but it just seems to me maybe he could handle it better. Here's his quote. "I try to keep it on the down low. You get students of all different ages. The younger ones are not aware, and that's how it should be. But every now and then a student will say something. You know it's got to be Red Rob.
Of course.
Red Rob. The sequel, I didn't know there was a sequel to The Shining, Dr. Sleep. Did you know anything about this?
No, what is this?
There's a sequel, Dr. Sleep. It comes out in November, starring Ewan McGregor as the grown-up version of Danny's character.
Oh, okay.
I can watch that. The trailer was released last week. Got to go watch that. Danny says he was surprised to see footage of himself from the original in it. Well, he should get paid for that, I would assume, if they're using him to promote it.
Yeah, I would. It's kind of the law, isn't it?
He's definitely excited for it. Quote, "I'd like to see it right when it comes out." So Danny's cool with being Danny.
Do you think the sequel
that's
will
good.
work without Scatman Crothers?
It's always Scatman Crothers.
Well, he was the magic that made Chico and the Man so great.
Yes, he was. Thank you, Rob. There were a lot of years where underwear kept getting smaller and smaller. Now it seems to be moving in the other direction. Apparently, the granny panties fashion trend is here. Celebrities with fashion lines like Rihanna and Kim Kardashian are pushing underwear with a high waist and lots of coverage in the front and back. But they're also trying their best to make the look sexy by adding lace sheer fabrics, and more flattering cuts on the legs. Inform Danny Hoisington that he will be modeling next week.
Excellent.
We'll need that.
We'll need him to
It'll be
pick up
very
a few items from the Fruit of the Loom Mets collection.
Thank you. Yes, Kim Kardashian. That's a lot of fabric.
That's a lot.
The fashion company ASOS is selling a new product called the Buckle Micro Bikini Top. Don't tell me why. I'm fascinated and to a certain extent intrigued by this, but I am. Let me tell you what it is. It is a tiny bikini top that only covers a fraction of what most tops cover. And then the clasp in the front is a big, chunky plastic one like you would see on luggage, those plastic clasps that they do. People have been mocking it online for somehow being simultaneously too sexy and too awkward. But, hey, if you're interested, it's only $11. And here's a word of warning. It's for posing on the beach and on Instagram only. The instructions for the bikini say, quote, do not immerse in water. If it's plastic, you can put it in water.
Maybe the fabric might shrink.
Maybe the mechanism inside the little clasp wouldn't work, but I'll sure
do not immerse in water.
And now a little something. For the past 7 months, the Palm Bay police have received more than a dozen reports of someone breaking into pools and only stealing pool floats.
Okay.
They finally got their break in the case around 1:30 a.m. on Thursday when they stopped 35-year-old Christopher Monin riding his bike with a large white garbage bag. It was filled with deflated pool floats.
Okay, yeah.
They accused him of being the pool float burglar, and he admitted it. He also said the reason he does this is because he has a fetish and loves having sex with the pool floats.
Oh, no.
The cops wound up searching his house. They found 75 pool floats of all shapes and sizes and colors, everything from a bacon and watermelon-shaped float to a lounge chair with cup holders. Chris is facing 10 burglary charges. None of the pool owners want their stuff back. Thank you very much. We'll take a break and come back with the Audio Vault and Rob Spiewak right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Oh, Susan, before we summer down in Martha's Vineyard, I do need a new summer wardrobe. Polo shirts with the popped collars, new dock siders, and those cable knit sweaters you tie around your shoulders. Now that Jordan, Marsh, and Filene's have closed, what will I do?
Jordan, go to the Mike O'Mara Show Shopping Center and click on the Shop Macy's button. It won't cost you $1, and it helps the boys pay the power bill.
I thank you, Susan. That is a splendid idea. The Mike O'Mara Show Shopping Center. Buy a t-shirt.
The pauses.
Mike, I want to send thanks to Chris Pontani for putting that promo together.
Keep them coming. This segment of the Mike O'Mara Show brought to you by Cornerstone. Food for thought from Cornerstone First Financial. With tariffs and trade wars monopolizing the headlines, you're not hearing about the drop in mortgage interest rates. It's happening, and Cornerstone First Financial can use this trend to benefit you big time. So whether you're buying a house or refinancing, you've got to act right now while the market is still on your side. Call Cornerstone. Home appreciations are up, rates are low, and with Cornerstone's guarantee to meet or beat any competitor, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to eliminate your PMI, consolidate debt, do home improvements, or take cash out for any reason. Sooner or later, inflationary pressure will push these rates back up to realistic levels, so this won't last. Act now. Cornerstone is licensed in California, Maryland, Virginia, D.C., Georgia, Florida, and Colorado. Click their banner on our website, visit cornerstonefirst.com, or call them at 866-625-1221. That's 866-625-1221. Cornerstone First Financial, personal attention from application to closing. Let's open up the Audio Vault for today. This is Monday, June 17th, 2019.
You know what's great? It's great to live in a land where your president is not a petulant child. Oh, wait.
That's good.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
This happened over the weekend. He was having a press conference, or actually an interview with ABC in the Oval Office.
I'm so glad you've got this tape. I wanted you to play this.
And
this is great.
he yells at his own chief of staff. This makes my head hurt.
But at some point, I hope they get it, because it's a fantastic financial statement. It's a fantastic financial statement. And let's do that over. He's coughing in the middle of my answer.
Yeah, okay.
I don't like that, you know?
When your chief of staff.
If you're going to cough, please leave the room.
Get a shot of, and I'll come over here.
You just can't.
Just to change the shot.
Okay.
Jesus.
Thank you.
So at some point, I look forward to, frankly, I'd like to have people see my financial statement because it's phenomenal. No, it's not up to me. It's up to lawyers. It's up to everything else.
Can I get a redo? Sad.
Have him executed. He coughed while the king was speaking. Have him executed.
Okay,
Jesus.
so anyway.
Wow.
Here's something that you might like a little better. He's adorable. I would say he's maybe 3 weeks old. Baby husky puppy, little puppy dog. And he's trying to learn how to howl. And he just can't do it. He ends up sounding like a miniature Chewbacca.
That's a little one right there.
Unfortunately, he was doing that while the president was speaking. So Donald Trump had him killed.
Can you have the husky dog leave the room, please?
Don't howl when I'm talking, please. Leave the room.
I hate that. Jeez.
Mike, did you pick up your tabloids and see that Loretta Lynn was on her deathbed?
No, she's always on her deathbed.
Good news. She's not. And she took
okay.
to social media to say, ha, I'm okay.
Hey, this says I'm in a nursing home and I'm on my deathbed? You're kidding me. I ain't dead and neither is Willie, and both of us are coming back to life and we're going to raise hell.
She's touring with Willie Nelson, I believe, this summer. That'd be a good show to see.
Oh, she's touring?
Yeah, she's going to raise some hell, she
God,
says.
you always hear that she's got, like, major health issues.
I think she's been at about 30% for the last 40 years. But, at least she's consistent.
And Willie, how old is Willie?
How
old is Willie
150 years old.
Wow, man, oh man. I tell you, almost makes you want to like roll a big fatty.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does.
Unbelievable.
And speaking of which, thank you for the transition. This is a brilliant ad campaign. They're redoing the movie Child's Play with Chucky the murderous doll.
Oh, my kid. One of the kids at school mentions Chucky all the time, and my kid is terrified of Chucky.
Oh, that's
I don't know where
bad.
he found out. I never showed him Chucky, but apparently one of the kids, great parenting, saw Chucky and brings it to school and talks about Chucky. So my kid's terrified of Chucky.
So what they've done is they've run this ad campaign where they have Snoop Dogg talking about the new Child's Play, but they have it sort of presented as a movie review, but it's a commercial. But I could listen to Snoop talk all day.
Chucky is back. Welcome to Snoop Dogg's Hot Box Office. You dig? Don't let the name fool you, boys and girls. All you little dogs better stay at home because Child's Play ain't for kids.
We have to stop him.
Oh, yeah. My boy Chucky, he's back, y'all. And this time, he's got an upgrade. Am I tripping? Or does this doll have some sort of robotic going on? Oh, there you go. Damn, Chucky is waking, baking, and taking it to the next level. This toy is gonna destroy. If you see that knife, you better run for your life. I'm just saying, y'all, Buddy and I could be buddies. I think Snoop D-O-double-G could teach this killer how to be a chip.
Good night, Andy.
He came back silhouette with the same knife. Chucky.
Snoop Dogg is also doing a similar ad campaign for the upcoming Downton Abbey movie. So that's we're very excited about that.
Phoning it in a little bit.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's got me thinking about Child's Play.
Sounds like he was
wouldn't.
really too high when he did the promo.
Maybe.
Man, when he did those animal videos, he was a little bit more with it.
Mike, are you familiar with the Willis Tower?
The Willis Tower?
Formerly known as the Sears Tower. At one time,
what
the
are you
tallest
talking
building.
about, Willis?
It's named, yes, it's the building in Chicago named after Todd Bridges. And
is it a tall building?
It's a very tall building. And it has
Is this the one where the thing cracked?
Yes, they have that glass floor where you can stand and look down.
I would never do it.
I don't like those ideas. I don't like, and listen, here are the people that were standing. They say, and of course, since no one was hurt, they can say whatever they want, that it was only the protective coating that cracked, not the floor.
Yeah,
but
it wouldn't
still,
matter if you're standing on it.
Tell me
idiots.
about it. Tell me about
I
it.
heard a noise and a crack. A woman with two little kids and they look like pale, because the whole glass cracked. I think something fell from the ceiling because I saw like a little piece, metallic piece, like a square, and was in the middle of the crack of the glass.
That was intimidating enough for me. So when that happened, I was like, nope, I'm not doing it.
I mean, it was a little scary, but it's safe. Nothing's gonna happen.
I know it's safe, but I'm just very scared of heights. So
now you have an excuse never to go up there again.
Yeah. Exactly.
The excuse to not do it is it's stupid. That's your excuse.
It would be terrifying, no matter whether it's a protective cone or whatever.
Exactly.
Willis protective
Tower.
shell.
What you talking about?
Yes, Willis.
Let's close with this. You ever wonder what kind of gifts you get, what kind of swag you get when you guest on a talk show? And, you know, I think it's tradition.
I didn't know you got anything. I thought it's like scale and you're excited to go on the show.
I think sometimes you get like a gift bag. Well, Zach Galifianakis did the David Letterman show, the new one.
Okay.
I guess it's called My Next Guest Needs No Introduction.
Needs no introduction, right.
And it's on Netflix. Here's what Zach said David Letterman gave him after the interview.
Mr. Letterman hands me this envelope after we had done this interview with him. And in my mind, I thought, oh, it's going to be a massage gift certificate.
Can I tell you something? That's 100% what I thought it was going to be, too.
Or like to a fancy, I don't know.
Yeah, it was in like a hotel envelope.
And I get it. And I can see he's still looking at me, Mr. Letterman. And I open it, and it's just the lyrics to Freebird. He didn't even sign it. And he's looking at me across the room like, pretty good gift, right?
That's so great. That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Monday, everybody.
Oh, my God.
Pretty
you gotta
good,
love
right?
Dave Letterman. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, let me turn that up a little bit. There. How about, close
Now, one more.
Now close it. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you,
That's
Mike.
That's it. We got to get out of here. Hey, don't forget tickets to our live show on Saturday, November 16th. Still on sale. Go to MikeO'MaraShow.com to get those. We need your yaks. 888-920-MORE, 888-920-6673. More yaks, more fun, more often, anything. Especially some really, really fun critiques.
Love that.
Of Pony Boy. I ask for different things every single week.
I love it. Now we've got some focus, some drive.
And don't forget Rob with 2 B's if you'd like to send something for the mailbag. That's
tomorrow.
it. Oscar's back tomorrow on the program. For Rob Spiewak, this is Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Ciao, ciao.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Get me out of here!
I gotta say, it's hard to get a read on you.
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you just kiss my left nut?
The preceding program was not professional.